In America's dark corners, demons manipulate and deceive, using their cunning to bend the will of humans to their own desires. They promise power, wealth, and influence, but deliver only destruction and chaos. For it is written, "The thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy," as stated in John 10:10. The humans, blinded by ambition, are easy prey for the demons' machinations. They're consumed by their own greed and lust for power. This is the nature of the beast, one that seeks to devour all in its path. As Peter warns, your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. 1 Peter 5. The city streets are filled with the sounds of suffering and despair. The people are trapped in a cycle of sin and darkness, unaware of the spiritual battle unfolding around them. The demons revel in their misery, feeding on their fear and pain. But there are those who know the truth, who see the demons for what they are: malevolent forces that seek to destroy all that is good and pure. They know that the only way to counter the demons' influence is through spiritual warfare. In this city, a spiritual dance is emerging, a call to arms against the forces of darkness. The dancers move with a fierce intensity, their bodies sway into the rhythm of the music. Their spirits fueled by the fire of the Holy Ghost. For it is written, "The Spirit of the Lord God is upon me, because the Lord hath anointed me to preach good tidings to the meek." Isaiah 60:1. The dance is a powerful expression of resistance, a declaration of defiance against the demons and their human minions. The demons tremble with rage, their power threatened by the spiritual dance. They unleash their fury upon the city, seeking to silence the dancers and maintain their grip on the hearts of men. But the dancers stand firm, their faith unshakable, their trust in the Lord unwavering. As the psalmist declares, "The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear?" Psalm 27:1. The battle is intense, the forces of light and darkness clashing in a struggle that will determine the fate of America. The spiritual dance continues, a beacon of hope in a city consumed by darkness. The dancers move with a purpose, their feet stomping out the rhythm of resistance, their voices chanting the words of power. They're not just fighting against the demons, they're fighting for the souls of the people, for the future of America. For it is written, "The harvest is past, the summer is ended, and we are not saved." Jeremiah 8:20. Battle rages is transformed, the darkness recedes, pushed back by the power of the spiritual dance. The people begin to stir, awakening from their slumber, sensing the change in the air. They're not yet free, but they're no longer in bondage. They're standing on the threshold, ready to take a step into the light.
Well, all right. Putting it down once again, you and yours. This is another episode of The Lion's Den. The segment title, The Conversation Continues, talking about what's on your mind. And as always, you're hearing the original sounds of the one and only, the seventh answer, Lady Karima. As she continues to give us thought-provoking and insightful music, original music, and everything. And, look, it's what we do here on The Lion's Den. And we want to thank you for allowing us to come into your mind, soul, and cipher. And you're going to definitely learn something before it's all said and done tonight. And as always, here in the Lion's Den, we always ask, aren't you tired of being lied to? Well, if you are, you tuned in at the right time, the right place, and the right frequency. Here in the Lion's Den, one of the grand ultimate social media experiments. And I say experiment because, see, we're always scientific in everything that we when we approach it. Okay? And we want you to come in and give us a try. Sit with us for a while. Converse with us. And interact with us for a while. And as you can see, we don't give you no lies. We don't give you anything fluffy or non-productive. Everything we're going to give you is always going to be spiritually, intellectually, and emotionally stimulating. Because we come with the what? 8 eyes. That's right. We always come with, that inspiration, intelligence. We always come with the influence, independence, insight, information, which all proves to be infallible facts. And what are the facts? Frequently accurate, correct truths. The 8 eyes. All right? We bring you all these. Plus, when you roll with the Lion's Den, you're rolling with the pride, both masculine and feminine in nature. And what's pride? We always roll permanently ready in destroying evil, starting with our own. Kareem and I, we don't sit up here as super Israelites. We don't oversell ourselves. We don't put ourselves on pedestals we don't belong. Like any mortal man and woman, we still are in the battle, spirit versus the flesh, and we try to maintain, and we walk as diamonds with a flaw. Yeah. One thing about a diamond with a flaw, you can always chip away the flaw and do what? Achieve perfection. And that's what we do. We chip away our flaws day by day, bit by bit, piece by piece. And we don't fake here. Therefore, we're not the perfect pebbles. Smooth, good looking outwardly. When you toss a perfect pebble in the air and it hits the ground, it's shattered into a million pieces, just like a lot of fake people out here. They talk a good game, they talk a talk. When it comes to walking the walk, they all falter. Okay? But see, diamonds are also perfected under pressure. So Lady Karima and myself, we come with the pressure. We handle the pressure as best we can. And as you always know, we are one of the many factions, the Coon movement. And what's a coon? Oh, you know what a coon is. That's that complete, obvious, obedient, yes, a boss nigga. COON. Complete, obvious, obedient, yes, a boss nigga. We don't do that here. No cooning. No. No buck dancing, no samboing, no bedwinching, no big black buck. All right? No, yes, a boss. We don't do that here. Nope. And this is also the home of point counterpoint. A fancy way of saying debate. Sometimes we may not see eye to eye on everything. We may have our little disagreements here and there, but it's all in love. It keeps us honest. It keeps everybody on their toes. And it's done in love. Because it's each one, teach one, reach one. It's what we do. Also, you're being hit with Virgo energy. That's right. We are spiritual, tactical, intellectual, okay, critical, but we always strive never to be hypocritical. And we follow the biblical formula. Oh, yeah, that's one thing about us, too. We're all Bible, but we don't believe in inundating you with a million scriptures just to make one simple point. We keep it simple. We keep the Bible, we keep it here structured. Well, we incorporate the Bible without having to pull a million scriptures. But you know everything we're saying is Bible based. So we follow two basic structures biblically. Isaiah the 41st chapter, verses 21 through 24, you know where it says, produce our cause on any subject matter we talk about. We're going to produce our cause and bring forth our strong evidence to prove everything that we talk about. You know, that's the facts. And First Thessalonians, the 5th chapter, verse 21, which tells us to be ready, willing, and able to what? Prove all things and hold fast to that which is good. Now, again, the lion's den, the grand ultimate truthality, social media experiment. Lady Karima and myself, Dark Storm, also known as Baby Hebrew. You know we're always empathetic and sympathetic to any of you out there that can't handle the truth. You can't handle the facts. We're always empathetic and sympathetic to anyone like that. Because we're not going to compromise for nobody. So if you can't handle the truth, if you can't handle the facts, you can scram, skedaddle, beat it, get lost, move, motivate, relocate. Any adjective and verb that describes the action of leaving, you can implement that right now. And my Negro and my Negress, let me assure you, once you get gone, you will not be missed. And so with all these formalities out the way, we want you to understand that when you come into the lion's den, please follow the house rules set forth by another beautiful lioness, I Am Manna, who said, when you step into the lion's den, you best wipe your feet, mind your manners, conduct yourself in an orderly manner, and enjoy yourself. Because at any given time you get out of line, if you become rude in any way, shape, or form, the seventh answer, Lady Kareem is going to swoop down and kick you up out of here. You know the formula, break you down with the quickness, work you out. Like physical fitness. Hit you with so many combinations, not even a Jehovah will witness. Okay? And I'll stand back and go, because you was warned. You were told. Here we are, we strive to be gracious and hospitable hosts. So we're not going to tolerate rude guests. Now, as promised, we're conducting an unfiltered conversation tonight. Typically, we always open any of our conversations for anyone to join, but tonight we're gonna do an unfiltered conversation. We're gonna talk about various subject matters. No theme tonight. Just unfiltered conversations. If you want to come in and vibe, click, and politic with us, long as you're coming with something that's relevant and intelligent, you're welcome to join the broadcast and converse with us. I know the last time I was being given a million questions to ask a Hebrew Israelite by, a non-Bible believer. And, hey, tonight it'll be that kind of conversation. But in the meantime, though, Karima and myself, we got a litany of different things we're going to converse about. We're talking about Tanner Weisenberg and Gavin. Tanner Weisenberg and Gavin Tucker, I think it is. I'm not good with names, that you can see. But anyway, if you've been paying attention to these two white guys who plan on going to one particular region in Haiti and allegedly take over an 87,000 populated landmass in Haiti. All right. Supposedly they went to Thailand to learn how to sail boats. We're taking courses in how to speak French Creole. And then we're going to take over Haiti. All right. Kill off the men and allegedly make the women and the children sex slaves. Wow. All right. We're going to talk about the unfortunate demise of a Torrance Medley out of Milwaukee who was found, black male, found asphyxiated by rope on a golf course. We are also going to be looking at, international affairs where, you have Donald Trump now bombing Somali, and Pete Hegseth talking about kill everybody, bombing and killing people who are innocent out there on the high seas. We have things going on here in America, other neo-Nazi and subversion behavior. So we have a whole litany while we do our open mic and unfiltered conversation. And again, unfortunately, like I said, we're living in some very dark times here in America. And, we come from a biblical standpoint. There's some of you out there, you always say you guys are always so doom and gloom. But I'm going to ask anyone who feels that way, what is going on positively in this society and the world abroad that we should be in here on some Barney, Tickle Me Elmo, or whatever, today, I love you, will you love me, happy, happy, happy. Huh? Show us. We're not doom and gloom because we see the world exactly for what it is. We were taught coming up that the seventh answer and myself, don't put on rose-colored glasses, don't walk around with rose-colored glasses, don't lie to yourself. We were taught these things. So what is good that we should sit up here and have a fluffy, happy, joy conversation? All right? Food prices are through the roof. Then 9 times out of 10, much of what we're consuming and eating isn't real food. Then, not to mention, healthcare is in the toilet, Medicaid, A great many people have been cut off from that. Donald Trump and company, along to their ties and their allegiance to the state of Israel, are looting and robbing every aspect of financial avenue in this country, leaving we the people barely making it. Don't get me started. Get me started on real estate. Rent's too high, mortgages too high. If you are blessed to have a home, you have a lot of companies like BlackRock and Blackstone that are going throughout this country, buying up every piece of real estate and land. There are a great many people getting their land and real estate stolen from them. So for all you that may come in talking about, we always talking doom and gloom, show us what we should talk about that's so positive and great. Here we are now on the verge of all-out warfare in this country. We're not going to pretend that we don't see a civil and a race war combined are about to hit this society. We're not going to be the ones that are going to sit up here and pretend that everything is hunky-dory when it isn't. See, Karima and myself, we take on the biblical responsibility of Ezekiel 3:17. Chapter 3, verse 17 in Ezekiel, to be that watchman and watchwoman for the dangers that are coming down the pike, and to give primarily our people, the children of Israel, their fair warning, and that's who we are. See, there's a reason why all this game of power politics and spiritual warfare are coming to a head. See, there's going to be an all-out assault on the Negro, so-called Black American, so-called, depending on if you believe certain patterns of who some people claim to be the children of Israel, so-called West Indian, some so-called Hispanics, and Native American Indians, if you believe that, or whatever else formulation you believe. We're not going to pretend that we don't see that. We're not going to pretend this is why you have Benjamin Netanyahu and other forces within AIPAC now with their claws, their tentacles, and every other, how you say, hooking device in America's back. And now running America because they want to continue this ruse of them being the children of Israel, and they aren't. See, the number one threat throughout this entire planet Earth is the black man and woman, we the children of Israel, coming back to who we are in this earth. But see, that's not going to be stopped by God's ordination if you believe that. Now, that's if you believe the Bible and you believe what is structured. We're well aware that there are a lot of people who don't believe in the Bible, but still, even if you're not a Bible believer, whatever you may believe in, whatever you may use as your spiritual base and impetus, there's not a man or a woman with good sense out here that cannot see that there's a definite shift that is taking place all throughout this earth. Unless you just want to be blind. And that's fine too. There are a great many people who still don't want to see it or believe it, but it's of no consequence. If there are a great many people that don't want to believe that we are the children of Israel and that we are now about to be reestablished as the true power on this earth, once and for all, that's your business. And that's your right. You don't want to believe that this society as we know it is about to be destroyed from off the face of the earth for all the high crimes it has committed against the decency of the Lord. You don't have to believe it. But the filth of pornography, child pornography, and every other kind of pornography you could think of that deals with filth and human decadence has reached the Lord. Human trafficking, rape, everything that is filthy and funky and nasty. The Lord is now finally, even though he can't come fast enough for me, but still, we see the slow and steady shift in power. And to the current power structure, Edom, although some of you call yourself white, Scandinavian, you want to still dance around that you're not the true children of Esau. To my white compadres who are listening, because some of you are tired of being lied to too. As we always tell you here, we're not going to make it pretty. The spiritual beatdown, the spiritual intent of the Lord, as chronicled in the book of Amos 9 and 8, for behold, these eyes of the Lord God are upon the sinful kingdom. The sinful kingdom in this time frame, America, which was known as Mystery Babylon. His eyes have been upon this wicked kingdom. And I will. He didn't say might nor maybe. I will destroy it from off the face of the earth. See, the seventh answer, Lady Karima, we're not your problem. Our dark storm, we're not your problem. You have some serious spiritual, how you say, problems and a higher authority that you must and you will answer to. And this is an unfiltered conversation. We're not going to make it pretty. And we always say, if you're that person that can't handle reality, can't handle truth, you can always scram and skedaddle and beat it. But look, all these evils that for a dispensation of time you have seemingly got away with, oh, now the time has come where you must pay the piper, and you will pay the piper. Just as we had to pay for the evils that our fathers committed, and we did worse than them. Well, unfortunately, this land and this sojourn that Black Americans have been going through in this society, we paid a horrible price. You people have been a vicious, I mean, utterly vicious jail house warden. But now our parole and ultimate freedom are now in sway. And oh yeah, to all intelligentsia agencies listening to this broadcast, the seventh answer and myself, in the name of the one true God of Israel, Yahweh, on the blood sacrifice he required his son to do to redeem we the children of Israel back to him. He is now commanding and demanding that you let us go. Let us, we the real children of Israel, go, that we may serve him. Your ruse with the Israelis and all that other, that is not going to be accepted. It wasn't accepted yesterday, back in 1948. The state of Israel is not going to be accepted now. The Lord is looking for his real people, the real children of Israel spread throughout the four corners of the earth, with the majority in bulk here in America at this time. And I understand that there some of you out there, you can use your censorship, your blocking of the algorithm to your heart's content. You can do all that too. That's fine. Whatever. But still, these communications are going to get out. And the wrath of the Lord is going to come visit you and step to you. And he's already stepping to you with great aggression. Okay? This is why, wherever you go in the world, oh yeah, and with the Orange Man, with Donald J. Trump and the Nazi bunch at the helm, oh yeah, they are dragging you to hell quicker than 1, 2, 3. And we're here for it. There's still a great many of you out there still wondering and worrying about why so many black folk are quiet. Here we are now, a great 10 million or more who delineated, not making any noise, not protesting, not saying anything. It has a great many of you out there in the world very concerned and worried. Well, we're going to help you with that. Traditionally, from a biblical standpoint, before the Lord unleashed an absolute war campaign on the empire that would have the children of Israel in captivity, because unfortunately we have, been suffering we've suffered 14 different captivities, with America being the 14th and hopefully absolute final one. But in those captivities, he would always put a spirit on a majority or a throng of our people to be quiet. Don't move, don't stir, don't say anything. Like if you believe the biblical account of the wall of Jericho war campaign, where the Lord gave Joshua and the mighty men of that time the instruction to go throughout Israel and tell every man, woman, and child, don't make a peep, don't say nothing. Don't make a sound, just be quiet. I don't want nothing uttered or said for a number of days. And then when the war campaign was launched, the Lord had a mighty spirit come on the Israelites to with one voice, knock down the wall of Jericho, if you believe that account. So it's the same spirit now. Look, there are many of us in here, we're no longer interested in protesting. We're no longer interested in trying to appeal to reason with this government, because we see that a great many of you, just like your forefathers and mothers, thieves, hard-hearted, arrogant, entitled, and you just think everything belongs to you. We're no longer going to talk. We're not going to appeal. All right? We're just standing down now and moving out of the way. Because, in truth, here's what's happening. Hunting season is now coming into play. You want war? Well, the Lord is now moving those who have been the talkers, those who have been the appealers to reason. But see, you can't reason with you. You've proven to be unreasonable. All right? Now we're being moved out the way. That's why you see some of us, we're having a good time, we're enjoying ourselves in certain zones, we're stress-free, and we are bracing ourselves for the all-out warfare that's going to be mounted here. I know some of you don't believe it. I know there's some of you, well, man, we've been hearing that forever. Even I battle that thought. But now my spiritual eyes do see quite clearly the shift that's happening. All right? And this is why a lot of you young white folks out there, this is why you're losing your cool. You're losing your minds. Because you know your forefathers and mothers have doomed you. And they have. They really have. And now let me assure you, if we, the children of Israel, the Lord's chosen an apple of his eye, if this is what he allowed us to suffer, what you think he gonna do to you? Yeah, you may have your buffer Negroes out there and all these churches trying to tell you that you're gonna come into heaven and it's gonna be a big barbecue and a free-for-all. No, it's not. No, it's not. We're gonna tell you plain and straight up. No, it's not. You all have a lot to pay for, and you're gonna pay. You definitely are gonna have to pay. So some of you out there, you better go ahead on and enjoy yourself. Do a cruise, sail around the world, do something. Jump out of a plane with no parachute. If you got a bucket list, do something. Because I assure you, for the next 1,000 years to come, a smile is never gonna cross your face again. And that's real talk. See, and there a lot of you out there, even among our people who bristle when you hear that, but wait, I'll be the first to say this. Okay, when y'all run this whole thing about the God who loved everybody. Okay, where was this God who loved everybody when we were getting our behinds kicked? Where was he at with the lynching, the burning, the maiming, and everything else that we suffered in this country? See, you better get that rose-colored Disney-fied version of God out your mind. The Lord, Yahweh, he's a God of all emotions. He loves, he hates, in all their complexities and all that. So if we suffered a horrendous fate, what make you think he not going to put those who have been nothing but a pain on everything in this world, and everywhere they touch down, they're not going to be dealt with? See, that's another thing that a great many of us still have to get through our minds. You got to let all these fake religions go. Because here it is, don't forget, the Christians in this country, the Christianity in this country, had you black folks praying to the God who loved everybody. And he was taught that concept was taught to you by the very Christians who were burning you, lynching you, feeding you to alligators, eating you, raping, pillaging, plundering. See, don't forget that Christianity is what established this juggernaut of a society that we are living in now. And we've been showing you videos here, right here on the cover. Sister continues. All these white ministers saying some abominable and evil things right now, just like their forefathers and mothers. But we're having an unfiltered conversation. Some of you may take exception to what I'm saying right now. You want to talk about it? Join the conversation. We can converse. We can have a civil discourse. We can have a point, counterpoint, debate. But the bottom line is whether you believe it or not or want to deal with it or not, the spiritual vengeance of the Lord God Yahweh is going to happen. And white folk, you're the primary ones he coming for. Under your rulership, under the Greek, Romans, French, German, Spaniard, and currently as America, you have been incompetent and horrendous. And so your time has come to an end. Your sins have reached unto high heaven. And this is why we're seeing all these unidentified aerial phenomenon, UFOs, the chariots of God, making their military mobilization. And this now atmosphere and in this dimension of time and space. The green light from the Lord is now it's been waiting. We've been waiting on it. But now we really are truly in a time where it's about to commence. All these evils that have been done have to be atoned. They have to be dealt with and judged. Okay, so we are not going to sugarcoat anything here. And I know some of you may say, okay, you guys always start so late or whatever, but look, it's only, 10 o'clock in my neck of the woods. And what the seventh answer that it's 7 o'clock. But then again, some of you always stay up late into the wee hours playing your Xbox or whatever game system you got going on. Some of y'all be up on the wee hours at one time for parties and get-togethers. So you can rock out with us. We're always on time. But as we continue to converse, like I said, we're having an unfiltered conversation. You're welcome to join the conversation and talk about what you wish, but we're going to be also, just talking about random events and issues on this particular segment of the conversation continues. Some of you may say, well, what kind of God is that? I thought God was God of love. And again, look, for all my non-Bible believers, we always teach he's a God of all emotions. He loves, he hates, he has compassion, but he also gets angry. All right? There's a limit to his love. And there'll be some saying, well, see, you're wrong, Dark Storm. God is a God of love forever. He only hates the sin and not the sinner, which is stupid. I'm going to just be blatant and just say, that's dumb. I've always found that logic dumb. Because when you look at Sodom and Gomorrah and other land masses that suffered his judgment, again, if you believe the biblical concepts and constructs, when he destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, he didn't just destroy the sin, he destroyed the sinners. When he judged ancient Egypt, he didn't destroy the sin, he destroyed the sinners too. Even with the children of Israel, the wicked of our people weren't just judged based on the act, they got judged being the actors. So let's stop this foolishness. Oh, He loves a rape. So the Lord will love a rapist. He just don't like the act of rape. Any animal, if you wanna, I'm not gonna say no man or woman. Any animal, rabid beast that conceives violating someone in that manner, they got to go. Are you kidding me? Stop being silly. The actor and the act, and the actor who commits that act, they gotta go. And that's what we deal with here. Common sense, good sense, and reality as the conversation continues. So now we're coming to our 1 hour mark, and we're going to begin to start talking about the various subject matters. Like I said, we having an unfiltered conversation as well. If you want to come here on the dais and converse about something else, you're more than welcome, long as it's relevant and intelligent. All right. As we move on, we hope that you're enjoying our presentations. Because see, what the seventh answer and I do, we take our time, research, cross-reference to bring you these chock full of information to keep you aware and keep you knowledgeable about what is going on around you. We can no longer afford to lie to ourselves and kid ourselves. Things are not getting any better. We have a rogue element of the Republican and Democratic Party that don't give a good goddamn about the American people, and especially we the children of Israel, and every move they're making right now, all right, is deliberate. I mean, here it is. Now it's finally being acknowledged that a great many of these ICE agents, you heard us talk about that here on the conversation continues some time ago, that a lot of these ICE agents are IDF. If you don't know what IDF is, they are Israeli Defense Force operatives. We've been told you that. And now they're acknowledging it. There's a reason why some of these ICE agents are so vicious and cold and just stomping on every supposed constitutional and civil right that we are supposed to and have the privilege of enjoying. There's a reason why you're now seeing Trump and the Nazi bunch want to do, and it's been in play since the George W. Bush and Dick Cheney administration, to destroy the United States Constitution as we know it. We black folk, well, it wasn't written for us anyway. But all you white folks out there, you poor ones especially, now you understand how the rich of your people feel about you as they're coming for you. And no, we don't want to join with you. We don't want to band with you now. You're on your own. You will fight your own war and fight your own battles. Because when we try to tell you, and that appeal, wanting to join forces, you didn't care because the foot wasn't in your butt. You didn't care as long as you had your home, your money, middle class, what have you. You didn't care as long as you were able to send your children to school, to the schools you want to send them to. You didn't care. As long as that foot wasn't in your behind. But now that they are showing you how they really feel about you, the rich of your people. That's how you always do. Now, some of you want to join with no, no, no. It's too late for that. You on your own. Fight your own battle. We have our own problems. You were told, now you're on your own. And how does it feel to be the white niggas on the plantation? Oh, you don't like me saying that? But hey, it's the truth. We told you. And there have been other voices out here that have always said, what white people, what the rich oligarchs do. If you don't know what an oligarch is, that's the rich people who are small in number, who control everything else around them. They master their techniques of oppression and tyranny by experimenting on us black folk. Then once they get it perfected, as our man Philip Scott says, once they get it perfected, then they come and put it on you. Welcome. And now, if you're now joining the conversation continues, we're your hosts, the seventh answer, Lady Karima, along with your man's Dark Storm. We're having an unfiltered conversation, meaning that if you want to come in and talk with us, vibe, click, politic, about something that concerns you or that you see going on in the world, you're more than welcome to join. Some of you, there was a gentleman here last time out, had a million questions about the Bible, although he doesn't believe in the Bible. If you're a non-Bible believer, you want to converse, and you don't think that this is a spiritual shift that we're seeing in the world, and that America is going to just continue to go on and play on, you're welcome to have that conversation too. But we're going to start now. All right, Asiatic trip, spiked soccer cleats, and that behind. Yeah, that's that's exactly what they're getting. Spiked soccer cleats that's right. And we're not going to get in the way of that. We're not going to stop it. But now we're at the 1 hour mark, and we're going to start talking about, again, about random things that have been happening in the world. Hey, yo, it's a lot going on. All right. You know, for all our long time watches over these last number of months, you've seen the seventh answer giving us MK Ultra. We've been talking about mental illness, mental Manchurian candidates being unleashed on we the people, the public, demons walking with earthly feet, programmed possibly to come out here and commit acts of evil and heinous, all kind of heinous behavior. Hold on. Well, we're gonna just talk at random, because again we have Donald J. Trump and the Nazi bunch dropping bombs on Somali. Okay, and we're just gonna at random now start picking different subject matters. Breaking news, y'all. Let's pay attention. Let's go to work as the conversation continues. Take it away, seventh answer.
This is out here where I'm at.
Okay, let's go to work.
Javi, continuing our breaking news coverage of the deadly Stockton mass shooting at what's being described as a children's birthday party in a banquet hall. This happened shortly after 6 o'clock this evening on Lucille Avenue near Thornton Road. Investigators calling it a targeted attack. A family event, a party ending with gunfire on Thanksgiving weekend. You can see the map here on your screen where this happened. We also have video from the scene. We know that it remains active out there, and we have crews there standing by as investigators say a suspect is still on the run tonight. Here from San Joaquin District Attorney Ron Freitas.
It's our understanding at this time that the individual responsible is still outstanding. If you have any information as to this individual, reach out immediately. And if you are this individual, turn yourself in immediately.
A call from the DA there. Take a look at your screen. Investigators want you to have this number. Please jot it down. If you have any information about what happened tonight or a possible suspect, please call Stockton Crime Stoppers. The number is on your screen. That's 209-946-0600. Again, 209-946-0600. You can leave a tip anonymously. And we go now to our live team coverage tonight. ABC 10's Gabriel Porras and Roxanne Elias have been out at the scene throughout the evening for us, gathering details. And we start with you, Roxanne. You just heard from the mayor and investigators. Emotional moments. What can you tell us tonight?
Well, Nazi, with this being the Thanksgiving weekend here, this tragedy has truly hit all of the Stockton community pretty hard, including city leaders and the massive law enforcement response you see here behind me as they look for that suspect or multiple suspects that may have been responsible for this shooting so that they can hold them accountable.
This is Thanksgiving weekend. This is when families come together, celebrate, share memories, give each other love. And unfortunately tonight, heaven is a little bigger with the individuals, children and adults that unfortunately do not make it.
In an emotional statement, Stockton Mayor Christina Fugazi offered her support to her community following a shooting at a banquet hall near Lucille Avenue Saturday night. San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office spokeswoman
She looking sound drunk.
I know. But for those of you who may not be aware, yes, there was a mass shooting out in Stockton, California. And this is so right in your neighborhood, around where you live, you say, Karina?
Yeah, this is over
Wow.
here where, this is, I'm staying in Stockton.
Damn. So, and 10 people got shot and 4 people died, they said. And this is a children's birth. Yo, this shows you the level of savagery that we are dealing with out here. Again, you have to be of a demonic mindset that you're going to slide on an occasion where children are being celebrated, they're having a good time, and you're going to bring your big, dumb, goofy, grown ass, excuse me, you are, grown ass in and shoot up a kid's party. Damn, man. See, this is why I'm saying there are a lot of people out here, man. They need to be gone. All right? And this is why the divine judgment of the Lord is indeed, even among our people, some wicked people, man. And now that's just horrible. And all of its structure. Okay, grown adults, they have long-standing beef or tensions, and here it is, you're gonna be a coward and go shoot up a children's party. How low can you go? All right? And this is why we're saying, some of you out there, you say we all doom and gloom, but these are the events that are transpiring out here, and it's beyond out of control. The gun culture in this country has gotten to the point where it is now utterly ridiculous. Every day, every week, and somebody is getting shot. But this is what this was prophesied that thus with violence shall this great city Babylon, mystery Babylon, but we now know biblically it is America, will be destroyed. See, this is what unchecked rights produces. See, this society lost its ability on how to say no. And because letting it's your right, it's your right, it's your prerogative, not knowing when to say no, this is what you have going on now. See, this is the violation of the Second Amendment. The right to bear arms, blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. But when rights go unchecked, this is the madness and foolishness that you wind up getting. You have a lot of spiritually and intellectually and emotionally immature, demonic-filled souls, probably never was raised by daddy and mommy on how to control themselves, entitled, petulant brats, now out of control, grown, petulant brats who are just destructive and want to be on this gangster. Respect my gangster. Yo, essay, yo, Holmes. Oh, man. And this is the foolishness and the madness that you get. 10 people shot, 4 dead, children and adults. Bro, I don't know what to say no more. I really don't know. I'm at a loss. And this is why I say, if there is indeed a God or some such power out here, he definitely needs to flex his spiritual muscle and make it happen now. I mean, seriously, I'm tired of waking up to this kind of chaos and madness. I'm sick of having these conversations, but yet can't do anything to change it, but just try to pray and hope. But we need more than just hoping and praying now. Damn, man. You got, again, grown, stinking men rolling on people at a children's party. Run the video, Seventh Answer.
Heather Brent sharing that 14 people were shot, 4 of them killed, including children.
It is unfathomable that there are young
Creating custom clothing labels with TapStitch is easy. Go to your branding tab, choose your label size.
Of those impacted, ABC 10's Gabriel Porras has been on scene every day since the night of that tragedy. And he spoke to the family of the 14-year-old victim from Modesto.
Gabriel, tell us, what have they shared with you today?
Yeah, Chris and Laura, I sat down with the family of 14-year-old Amari Peterson. The word devastating doesn't even begin to cover it. That family gathered inside of this building on Saturday to celebrate the birthday of a 2-year-old. They would have never imagined that just 48 hours later, it would turn into a memorial for their own child. I want to warn you that the details the father shares about the final moments of his young son's life are simply gut-wrenching. Any father remembers the day their child is born.
He was just like the perfect gift from God.
But this father, Patrick Peterson, is now burdened to live with the day his son died.
All I could see is my son crawling on the ground and me trying to resuscitate him.
At just 14, Amari Peterson took his last breath.
He had one bullet hole right above his heart.
Amari and his family, a few of the dozens on Saturday who were just trying to celebrate the birthday of a 2-year-old.
I just heard gunshots and then the shooter came in and he came in. I turned my back and I looked at him and then I just started seeing him shoot. Just sit down.
Patrick's daughter was grazed, and in the panic before he could even react,
everybody running off, and then my son is just sitting there just crawling, trying to get up. So I got my baby. I had to hop back over the counter, and I'm trying to see what's going on with him. I'm trying to give him CPR and the bullet, and he just got blood coming out his face. And it's just something that a father should never have to go through.
What no one should ever endure is now on a painful replay.
Every time I get ready to lay down, I'm like laying over my son while he's sitting there breathing, trying to breathe. Every day he would tell me, "Dad, I love you. Dad, I appreciate you." Every night, every morning. Every night, every morning, that boy would tell me he loved me.
A loving boy, a gentle soul, a life taken, and a community shaken.
He was loved by like so many people. He loved sports. He loved football. He loved basketball. You know, he ran a little bit of track, but overall, he was just a gentle soul. And I just can't see why God would let something like this happen.
And that is the question that so many people are asking tonight. Why did this happen? Right now, we don't know the answer. Investigators say they're working on it. So far, for now, this memorial grows with candles and flowers, and so many families now mourning. Amari's family tells me they've received so many calls and texts in the past 48 hours with people showing support. They are raising money online to plan for a funeral, something they would have never planned for, never prepared for, never would have expected. Live in Stockton, Gabriel Porras, ABC.
That's a pretty easy to become a podcast. That's a tough pill to swallow, you know. And
now,
but let's continue.
The Stockton community mourning after a mass shooting claims 4 lives and leaves 11 others hurt. All of it happening during a child's birthday party.
A father grieving his 14-year-old son.
He was just a gentle soul.
The suspected shooter still at large.
Our number one priority right now is ensuring that we can arrest those suspects who are involved in this.
Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Laura Painter.
And I'm Chris Thomas. We start tonight with breaking news on that deadly mass shooting at a child's birthday party in Stockton over the weekend.
15 people were shot. 4 victims, including 3 children, ages 8, 9, and 14, have died. The San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office has yet to release any suspect information. Today, the FBI announced it's offering a reward of up to $50,000 for information leading to the arrest of those responsible. The suspect or suspects are still on the run, and so far officials have not said anything about who they might be. So let's get to our team coverage right now with several crews in Stockton tonight. For the first time, we're hearing from people who were inside the venue and witnessed the horrible shooting, including a father who lost his son.
We also spoke to the mother hosting the birthday party for a 2-year-old. She talks about the scary moments when someone came in and shot several people, including children.
ABC 10's Roxanne Elias joins us live from the scene of the shooting. Roxanne, this must be so traumatic for them. What did the family share with you tonight?
Well, Laura, many tears were shed tonight as I sat with the family, listened to them tell me that they are both hurt and sad and angry about all of this. And that is because all of the people who were shot here, they're all family members and close friends who will never get to go home ever again.
They were celebrating life. As they celebrated life, someone came in and took, robbed, destroyed families.
What was supposed to be a joyful celebration for a 2-year-old's birthday party Saturday afternoon quickly turned to terror when someone came into this building in Stockton and fired several shots.
All I heard was gunshots. I didn't see anything. I just fell to the ground with my baby. I tried to hide behind the jumper. That's all I remember.
Patrice Williams was hosting her daughter's birthday, surrounded by mostly family and some friends. She says the shooting happened as they were preparing to cut the cake and end the party. Her grandmother, Teresa Spivey, says she threw the cake table down as soon as she heard the shots and used it as a shield.
All I seen was kids dropping. Somebody fell on the side of me and they was hit. I looked up and I see my granddaughter. I ran and got her, and I just started throwing kids in the back room, putting them up under the table. And I just seen the other kids just dropping to the ground, bleeding.
Spivey's sister, Bernie Spass, arrived at the horrific scene shortly after. She said she could see people carrying out children and people laying on the ground. The family shared this video from inside the building, taken when the family visited the scene the following day.
And the ones that lost their children, I am so sorry. I have 8 of my own. And when I woke up this morning knowing it was Monday morning, you had to get up and get your babies dressed for school. It's 4 parents, sets of parents out there. Couldn't get up, wake their baby up.
We asked the family if they knew of any possible motive, but they tell us they know of none, and it was hard to see who entered the building that night. And it's hard to understand why anyone would want to shoot up a child's birthday party.
I believe they just deserve to rot in jail.
The family now calling for justice.
I want the city to know on today, if you have any idea who pulled up and robbed us, stole from us, and took from us lives, tell it. You're not a snitch, because the person that did it, not a gangster. You lost it if you thought you was.
After 3 years of therapy, this is what I figured out.
And I agree with her 1,000%.
Patrice also says her sister Camry was shot in this shooting. She says she's in the hospital right now, but she is expected to fully recover. I'm live in Stockton. Roxanne Elias, ABC 10.
Well, Roxanne, this is something no one would ever imagine to happen, especially at a 2-year-old's birthday party. Our thoughts and prayers are with the victims and all of the families involved. Keep us posted as you learn more. Roxanne, thank you.
Well, tonight we're also hearing from the families of those impacted. ABC 10's Gabriel Porras has been on scene every day since the night of that tragedy, and he spoke to the family of the 14-year-old victim from Modesto.
And Gabriel, tell us, what have they shared with you today?
Yeah, Chris and Laura, I sat down with the family of 14-year-old Amari Peterson. The word devastating doesn't even begin to cover it. That family gathered inside of this building on Saturday to celebrate the birthday of a 2-year-old. They would have never imagined that just 48 hours later, it would turn into a memorial for their own child. I want to warn you that the details the father shares about the final moments of his young son's life are simply gut-wrenching. Any father remembers the day their child is born.
He was just like the perfect gift from God.
But this father, Patrick Peterson, is now burdened to live with the day his son died.
All I could see is my son crawling on the ground and me trying to resuscitate him.
At just 14, Amari Peterson took his last breath.
He had one bullet hole right above his heart.
Amari and his family, a few of the dozens on Saturday who were just trying to celebrate the birthday of a 2-year-old.
I just heard gunshots, and then the shooter came in, and he came in. I turned my back and I looked at him, and then I just started seeing him shoot. Just sit down.
Patrick's daughter was grazed, and in the panic before he could even react,
everybody running off, and then my son is just sitting there, just crawling, trying to get up. So I got my baby. I had to hop back over the counter, and I'm trying to see what's going on with him. I'm trying to give him CPR and the bullet, and he just got blood coming out his face. And it's just something that a father should never have to go through.
What no one should ever endure is now on a painful replay.
Every time I get ready to lay down, I'm like laying over my son while he's sitting there breathing, trying to breathe. Every day he would tell me, Dad, I love you. Dad, I appreciate you. Every night, every morning. Every night, every morning, that boy would tell me he loved me.
A loving boy, a gentle soul, a life taken, and a community shaken.
He was loved by like so many people. He loved sports. He loved football. He loved basketball. You know, he ran a little bit of track. But overall, he was just a gentle soul. And I just can't see why God would let something like this happen.
Damn.
That is the question that so many people are asking tonight. Why did this happen? Right now, we don't know the answer. Investigators say they're working on it. So far, for now, this memorial grows with candles and flowers, and so many families now mourning. Amari's family tells me they've received so many calls and texts in the past 48 hours with people showing support. They are raising money online to plan for a funeral, something they would have never planned for, never prepared for, never would have expected. Live in Stockton, Gabriel Porras, ABC 10.
Our heart just breaks for that father who is obviously going through an absolute tragedy. We'll keep you posted as we learn more there. Gabriel, thank you. Meanwhile, tonight, we're also learning the identity of one of the 15 people injured in that shooting on Saturday. Former Stockton Mayor Michael Tubbs confirms with ABC 10 that Stockton activist Jasmine De La Fosse is recovering from being shot. ABC 10's Austin Castro spoke to the former mayor about what he's heard from Jasmine. So, Austin, how is she doing tonight?
Well, Chris, former Mayor Tubbs tells me she is physically recovering in the hospital, but the trauma of what she saw Saturday night has stayed with her. Tubbs and De La Fosse have worked closely together in Stockton's political and community advocacy spaces. We've also covered Jasmine over the years and her work locally. Jasmine's family posted a video recently of her recovering in the hospital following the traumatic events. Tubbs says she and so many other victims from the shooting still have a long road to recovery.
And speaking with her, she talked about sort of just the pain and the trauma of being shot, of seeing young babies die, of the chaos, of the blood, of thinking about sort of, am I going to make it, right? And she also expressed deep condolences for the families who lost children.
Now, he goes on to say she's thankful to be alive, but also angry, sad, and hurt with a desire to do right by the memory of these young lives. And tonight, former Mayor Tubbs continues to call for accountability and justice for those behind this shooting, as well as action to prevent another tragedy like this. Back to you.
Austin, thank you. Meanwhile, Stockton Crime Stoppers is offering a reward of up to $25,000. The FBI today also offering a $50,000 reward. If you have any information about the shooting or any possible suspect information, call the number on your screen you see right here. Remember, you can leave.
Yeah, and we're back. But see, why is the young man asked, why is God letting things like this happen? We were told that in this valley of the beast, in this bottomless pit called Mystery Babylon, but we know it to be America. Okay, we were told that this was going to happen. We were told that because the love of many would wax cold, you would have a lot of vicious, beast-style, demonic souls out here committing all types of heinous acts. Oh, and speaking of, hey, yo. Now, this case goes back a few years ago. And what we'll do is we're gonna let the video play, and I'll talk about it at length. But yeah, I'm just gonna cover this here, because the cop who shot this young lady was recently found not guilty. But let the video play first, and then we'll talk about it at length. Run the videos.
Shot fired. I understand why it could be justified, but again, I don't make that decision. Ultimately, a grand jury is going to make that decision.
I think the video is going to speak for itself.
I still can't quite understand why his gun came out.
Hey guys, what's going on? So many of you have sent me this body cam footage of this young woman, Takaya Young, who was shot outside of a Kroger supermarket in Columbus, Ohio. And right now, the media is having an orgy fest on the fact that she was Black and it was a police shooting. So when you look at the commentary, some people are saying that this is clearly murder by the police officers. Others are saying that this was clearly a justified shooting. And what we do here is we try to take all that emotion out of it. So you guys know exactly what we're going to be doing in this video. We're going to be looking at the law, the constitutional standard for use of force with police officers, to educate you on what we're going to be looking for when we then look at the body cam footage. And we're going to see if we can determine through the body cam footage that's available if this officer was justified or not. And then you get to hear the spin on both sides to see how
All
both.
right. Let me just now for those of you who may not have heard this story, Takai Young allegedly was supposedly stealing from a Kroger's. The police were called and alerted. Allegedly, she was supposedly a part of a shoplifting ring. Upon the police arriving, the very pregnant Takai Young was frightened because one, if you want to call him a police officer, drew his gun and stood in front of a car. She panicked. It was clear because she was already saying, wait, you guys are going to shoot me? You're going to shoot me? Okay. And this animal, he placed himself in front of the car. She draws a gun. I mean, he draws with his gun drawn. She veers to the right, basically trying to get out of his line of fire. And this demon lets off a shot that kills her and her unborn child. So now this is a young man who deals with legal matters and legalese. And he's gonna break down the issue with it. But you know, typically, whenever it's a white person killing a black person, oh, well, she was a criminal, she was shoplifting, she shouldn't have moved her car, she should have complied, blah, 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 and blah. You know, the usual spiel. But let's move on and play the video, Seventh Answer.
Sides are playing it. And that is to help you make the best decision possible on whether you believe this officer is guilty of a crime or if you believe this officer was totally justified in this event. So now let's start with the law. And the seminal case that is followed in every state and jurisdiction in the United States of America when it comes to police use of force is from the case known as Graham v. Connor. And that case was from 1989. In that case, the Supreme Court came to the determination of how.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it.
All officer-involved use of force cases will be judged. And the standard is called the objectively reasonable standard. And it has some factors. Now, if you've watched my videos before, you know this standard probably by heart, and you can probably fast forward through this part. But this is just going to be a quick synopsis of what we're going to be looking for before.
Out of the car.
Now, Officer 2 goes to the car and orders the occupant out of the vehicle, while Officer 1 is still assisting the other driver with the key lockout.
Out of the car. Out of the car. Out of the car.
Now, Officer 1 actually leaves his equipment and leaves the car that he was assisting to now cover Officer 2, who's trying to get the person out of the vehicle.
Out of the car. Out of the car. They said your sole stuff, do not leave. Get out of the car. Then get out.
Now, this officer has clearly asked this motorist to exit the vehicle multiple times. And in Ohio, it is a crime to fail to comply with orders from a police officer. For instance, here is section 2921.331 of Ohio Laws and Administrative Rules from the legislature. Section B says, no person shall operate a motor vehicle so as willfully to elude or flee a police officer after receiving a visible or audible signal from a police officer to bring the person's motor vehicle to a stop.
No, then get out. Get out of the fucking car. Get out of the car. Get out of the fucking car.
The suspect, after refusing to exit the vehicle, starts driving their car forward into the police officer. Now, we've zoomed in here so you can see that police officer 1 is actually on top of the hood of the car before the fatal shot is released. The car is essentially driven into him, and he has released the one shot, killing the occupant of the vehicle. Okay, so this was pretty quick, just as the facts as we have them. This officer tried to arrest this individual for a simple shoplifting. One officer went to the front of the car to try to stop the car from going anyplace. The driver pressed on the gas and drove the car into the officer. The officer was on the hood of the car. A shot was discharged, and then this vehicle drove forward and eventually stopped. When the officers got into the car, they found that the driver was killed from the gunshot. So now let's go back to our factors to see if this was objectively reasonable. Factor number one, what's the nature of the 911 call? Well, the nature of the call for service was a
Well, Tracy, that all happened very quickly. The family was in and out of the room just behind me here within 15 minutes. And as you can imagine, they were devastated after seeing that video. We briefly spoke to one of the attorneys afterwards, and she says that the video speaks for itself. She says that she didn't see any justification for use of deadly force.
I saw a young woman get killed. We're going to work through the legal process and how that plays out. But I in that video, I didn't see any exoneration for the police officer.
And this was the moment the family came out from viewing the body cam footage. Takaya's grandmother, Nadine Young, on the right, in tears after watching it. About 7 family members total walked out very quietly, many of them wiping tears, sharing hugs, but taking it all in quietly. And their attorneys say that they're going to pursue all forms of justice that they can receive, including charges being brought against the officer who pulled the trigger. And Tracy, there have been many questions about what took so long to release the body cam video. The chief saying that the legal review and redaction process was both complicated and time consuming. And that process included having someone outside of Blendon Township come in and review that video to provide context and not make any conclusions about whether the use of deadly force was legally justified.
So, okay. The family says the video speaks for itself. There was no reason to use deadly physical force in that moment. Now, there's also some people on TikTok who are also saying the same thing.
This pregnant Black woman, Takaya Young, was shot and killed because they thought she stole some liquor. So they got a call that she had stolen some liquor, right? So they go out to her car, right? So she's getting ready to pull off. One of the officers pulls out a gun because she hasn't got out the car yet, right? And so her car pulls forward a little bit, very much likely she's scared. You pulled a gun out on her and her car shifted a little bit because it was probably in drive, correct? And so then he shoots her and kills her, and they continue to tell her to come out the car. She's dead now. You're talking about come out the car. She's gone. So I'm trying to figure out how liquor equates to you need to die. And even if she did steal it, she needs to end her life over that. Like, her car jerked a little bit. Y'all need better training.
She deserves justice. Not only was her life horrifically taken, but her daughter's life was ended as well. And there's a lot of discourse surrounding her death and stating that she was stealing or that their actions were justified. And to witnesses on the scene, there was absolutely no justification for her death.
This video
was created by a...
Now, could you stop for a second? Seventh Answer. Now, we watched the video, right? Now, the young man, I always tend to get people. I may bring up videos where someone was to play quote unquote devil's advocate. But when you watch the video closely, you saw as she veered to the right, panicking after this animal started cursing at her, drew his gun, he placed himself. If you look at it clear, they talk about, well, why did it take so long for the body cam? Because obviously they freaking edited it. When you look at it closely, he placed himself in front of her car. He did that on purpose and then shot her. That's what he wanted to do. She saw what was getting ready to happen. And I love when they always talk about you have to comply and be calm. Let someone draw a gun on you. Let's see how calm you are. Come on, man. Run the video, Seventh Answer.
TikTok is just going crazy. They essentially are saying, yes, she was murdered, right? Forget about the facts. But now let's see how ABC News, this is mainstream media, let's see how they're portraying this.
Prosecutor, criminal defense attorney Bernarda Villalona. So, Bernarda, I guess first of all, I just want to get your reaction to the video from a legal standpoint.
Very difficult to watch this video because there are no winners in this case. Unfortunately, the life of a 21-year-old woman was lost. And then the question is someone criminally responsible for it? I can see the arguments on both sides. It's an issue of fact. Did this officer believe that his life was in imminent danger of death or serious bodily injury? And if that's the case, then there wouldn't be any charges.
Now, I would say, again, if that's the case, the officer standing in front of the car, the person hits the gas and sends the car into the officer. The officer's on top of the hood. We all saw it. Is that enough? Is that enough for you?
Then if you look at from the side of the victim here, was she nervous? Was she scared? Was she intending to actually drive through the officer and injure the officer? That's a question that we probably will never know.
Now, I'm going to ask you this. Is that question even relevant? Was she scared? Was she at that moment in time, right? You're the officer. You don't know what's in her mind. Only thing you know is.
Yeah. Okay. Now,
yeah, the reason why I keep skipping over him is because he really actually, and he being biased. Like he ain't just playing it out. He's being biased.
I know he is. I know he is.
Trying to paint a picture for the officer. You know what I mean? Because you could have just kept it, copacetic when at this part right here. You didn't have to like, is he? And then you trying to justify what he thinking. Like you don't have to do all that. Like let the lady, elaborate on how she felt both of them.
I know certain things, but I did it for a reason because see, notice how he didn't indicate and show how she veered the car to the right. See, that's significant.
He ain't do nothing. Like I said, he's basically trying to paint a picture for the justification, and I don't like that. And I'm not about to let him continue to do that. I'm gonna skip over some of the bull crap. I already knew where he was going with it at the beginning. I'm like, okay, no, skip.
Well, okay, I know. I keep forgetting that your tolerance for certain things is different from my own, but it's fair. It's fine. You're the control tower, and that's right. Go ahead.
Yeah, no,
I get it.
Yeah, he on some weird stuff. Well, when you want to see the video, we want to see the information for face value. We don't want him to try to paint a picture before we can see the damn video. That's where he messed up with me at first. Okay, show the information. Let us see for ourselves, and then do your little police investigation, your little lawyer, detective, online critic. No, that's where you messed up. But no, he long-winded with his bullshit. And
right. Okay,
day, I'm going through the most important parts, which is the video.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, because we should have showed that first, not just somebody spending 20 minutes to talk about his intake. I skipped like 20 minutes into the video before we could even see the video.
And I agree. All right, I tend to like using these videos and picking these idiots apart. But anyway, run the video, or you can discontinue if you would.
That's torture for the listening ear. Like I keep saying, there's so many other information. You know what I mean? We ain't got to argue people's point of views and facts all the time, especially if they long-winded with it. Okay.
But especially when what I want to show is, did you notice how he skipped the part where the officer drew his gun and started cursing her and get out the effing car? What was the reason for that?
The video, the little clip that he showed is basically to defend the officer. He skipped the whole video because there was more videos than that.
No.
Approached the front part of the car, so he didn't even have to go to the front part of the car. He could have just stayed where he was at. Okay.
Exactly.
And he had an opportunity to move when she was scooting. Every time he scooting, he could have moved out the way. No, he thought his body was gonna keep her there. When he, if he felt like he was in danger, you would move, not try to kill somebody. you'll move. Like immediately your thought was to just get out of the way. Here come a moving car. Not to stand there and commit murder.
And he drew his gun. That's the same. The first officer who had the situation in control, he didn't draw his gun, but he come along and draws his gun. Escalated it to the highest.
Right, because he was trying to stop her. He stood in front of his car, in front of her car, and draw this gun to stop her. You feel me? Like that was gonna scare her, which it did. You know what I mean? It scared her into driving forward, not getting out the car. Okay. But like I said, as you can see in the video, and I think it's very much edited, you know, as I was watching, I'm like,
super edited.
you know, it looked like they edited his ass up in there because the original video I seen was nowhere near them even showing him even getting close. It was like boom, boom, boom. Now it's all of a sudden we can see his leg, we can see all that. I seen the original video.
Yes, so did I. That's why I'm always revealing the coons. And I'm saying this dude here, I want to just show his video, show him, and just show you this is what we're dealing. This is why when we come out here and we do what we do, going up against clowns like this dude here, that's my aim and objective. But I know it's tough to listen to.
Right, we did that, but we ain't got to go through all of the little bullshit. This dude just lined out a whole, you know, to be case for the officers. I mean, that was a long case. I'm looking at the little information as talking, and I don't know if you've seen it, but that was not even half of what I just skipped. Then I skipped another 15 minutes of him talking. Like, come on now, this is just too much. But the fact of the matter is, we're supposed to be covering, you know what I mean, her situation, a little bit about what his little opinion, but this clearly we showing that he's trying to justify the situation, and we're not trying to do that. We're not trying to paint a picture. Sometimes, hey, when you put things out there, regardless if you trying to, you know, show how wrong they is, it's actually, you know what I mean, could paint a picture for other people to see it and think that you're wrong because they don't see what you see. So it's like sometimes a waste of time, especially when you got a whole bunch of cops on here. No, but yeah, I'm just saying though, I see the information. We got a lot of videos. That's why I'm skipping through some of the things that's gonna take us up time because we don't have that much time. So I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to pry from the other videos. So that's why when the news, when they was doing it on the news, I kind of skipped through some of the little parts too. And then I played the main parts of what's going on so they can stay focused instead of just, you know.
Well, all right,
court case. I don't want people to go through no whole court case. That's just in which he tried to do.
Then put the video down.
He already said, you know what I do. He breaking things down, and you know,
you break it down incorrectly.
You have to break down what he breaking down. It's already 20 minutes, and then you're gonna break down and stop it, so it's probably gonna stretch out to 40 minutes because now you got to speak on what he's speaking about. You feel what I'm saying? That's
all right, fair enough. So we can shut it down.
Yeah. I really want to hear what she had to say and then move on. If she ain't had too much to say, I wanted to hear what she had to say. I just wanted to brush through what he was saying because he fell off a long time ago.
That you've told her to come out the car. Remember, you said, come out the car, get out the car. She said, no, I'm not getting out the car. Right? She thought it, what she felt. And I don't think that's relevant at all.
Why can't you stay?
Is there anything about this shooting that could be seen in that video? Right. And there's always more to the video. There's minutes, you know, before and after we're seeing this part. But from what you could.
And see, that's why I played the part before the video when they were helping the other motorists trying to get into their car to when they first confronted her to then after the incident. So you saw the whole thing through, and you saw it from the two body camera perspectives.
See anything there justifiable, or do you think these officers will face charges? And do you need to see the rest of the video?
So I do need to see additional video footage and actually probably play that video a couple more times, because there is a question of fact, that being, where was the officer exactly at the moment where Miss Young accelerated her vehicle?
And it's wild because maybe they didn't look at this video, but you can see the officer is directly in front of the car. His right hand is on the hood. His left hand is on the hood. His right hand has his firearm, and and the car is driving toward him. That's exactly where he's at. He didn't jump in front of the moving car. The car was stopped. He's in front of it, and she drove the car into him.
And now, see, hold on. And see, this is where he's lying. Because if you look closely, the car is veering right. See, this is why I use Coons, Scott, the brake, just expose them. Look at the shadow, everyone. Look closely. His gun angle is not directly in her line of sight. It's veering far to the left. Why? Because she was turning right. Anyway, go ahead,
And this is why I said, you see, the man couldn't let the lady speak, and then he make his intake. He's inserting his opinion to, insert it to the people, so they already have a, planted seed already. That's what I mean by he's planting
his narrative.
Yes. And I don't like that. I don't like when people do that, because you basically not, you thinking I'm stupid where I can't even look for myself or whatever. But my point of view is, why is you doing all this? Let the lady speak. Like, you keep stopping her, interjecting, talking about what? Yeah, you could see clearly the hand. No, she said it over and over. Just because what you say don't mean what I'ma see. That's why I gotta play it over and over and over. You might not see this, especially with them big. I ain't go there. You might not see what you not trying to see, because you trying to justify the situation. But at the end of the day, this is where I'm at. Why you keep stopping this lady from speaking?
Yeah.
And painting a picture like you said what you said for 15 minutes. Like, come on now. Like, let the information speak for itself. Like, you over there defending the officer at this point. And you've been doing that from the beginning when you started this case. But I don't like that. I don't like that. You can't even for a second, stop with the biasness and look for, the information for face value. It's a life. You over here trying to justify another person, you know what I mean? You don't, like, I'm pretty sure the officer have more, if he have any heart, he probably, feel bad. But this dude, he just painting a picture like as if it's his job. Like, come on now. You supposed to be a lawyer for who? The
That's
officer
right.
or the person? Like,
okay,
but
maybe
I'm
I should.
trying to hear her part. Like, I don't want to hear him steady trying to iterate his point of view. It's stopping her. Like, I just showed the video. Like, I showed this. Well, clearly it's a whole, camera. It's other point of views. I see
Yeah,
it myself.
and there are other angles.
I seen it myself. Like, what is you?
Me too.
About? But you steady talking about what you want a person to look at and see, to justify that you think that was a justified homicide.
And this is why I say, brothers and sisters, this is why you need us to be on the job. See, with clowns like this, you're going to have a problem on your hand. Grifting. All right?
Yeah.
But go ahead. You know what?
Like this probably would have got put off a long time ago, because we're not about to we're not about to entertain this type of behavior. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, it's clearly biasness going on. It's crazy.
All right, Seventh Answer. You can discontinue the video if you like. I think the point's been made because he's not.
Yeah, because he's gonna continue to probably insert his point. And I would love to see. I wanted to see both angles off. You know, even including the officer that's walking behind him. There's another angle. You know what I mean? There's a whole bunch of angles. I thought he was gonna play the video for what it is. I didn't know that he was gonna go up in there and try to justify, this shooter.
Well, I
And
did.
he already
You know
clearly.
what? Maybe I should have informed you ahead of time. But I tend to just choose, because this is what I do or I used to do. But okay, I get it. It's a tough
Yeah,
watch.
I gotta go and see those videos myself to be like, okay, I already be like, okay, we're gonna play this part, we're gonna play here, we're gonna start here, we're gonna start there. And so,
Oh. you can take it down.
I don't think it's fair to her as as a murder victim. I don't think this video is fair to her. Not this glass eye, person, because it don't even. I'm trying to figure out what he looking at, because it was hard for me to even look at him when I first started. Like it was not. Let me get off of it, anyways.
Well, okay, these are the grifters that I'm always speaking about. And this is why when I do and we do what we do here, we always want to remind people this is why when you have among our people, like I said, the Coon Brigade, I like to expose and give them their, how you say, non-flowers. But I just want to show you why we do what we do here, you all. And why when I say it's important to get up off your duff and check things out for yourself. Because even in this video, he didn't address why the officer escalated. He refuses to talk about get out the effing car, he drew his gun. His partner didn't draw his gun. He just act like this girl was just freaking criminal number one. You can listen.
Right, and that's why it's best to start off original videos before we start playing everybody's opinion. You feel me? And
You
that's
know
where I'm
what?
at with. It's best to play the original video and then go and play. You know what I mean? And other people's feeling, and so people can get a understanding, and they could go watch more of that person's intake on it.
You know
But
what?
it's
So going
best for
for
us to get original information and original standpoints so people can see that, you know what I mean? Because that's like us, helping the coon get his information out, and we not with that right now.
all
You
right,
know what
okay,
I mean?
okay.
So we know, even though we trying to expose them, but I know I'm exposing the coon, so I got to be well aware of.
You know what?
Exposing the coon.
Second
But
answer.
I'm saying,
So going
you know.
forward, you know what? Going forward.
We have to have original videos of the incident. You know how I
All
do it?
right.
I line it up with original incidents so people can see the original thing. And then, if we want to decide to get other outside opinions on it, then that's fine. But we just started off with a straight
Okay, so going forward.
video with, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just not
So
even
going forward.
just
So
like when
going
we
forward.
showed the video where the guy they try to accuse him of, the car accident, We
Right.
showed the coons at the end, but we showed the original videos to show people the information so they can judge for themselves. And then when somebody else spitting that, they can debunk them. They can be like, oh no, you know what I mean? That ain't what I seen. That ain't how I looked at it, and
Right.
things of that type of nature. You feel what I'm saying?
So going forward, I'm making my business.
I don't have a problem with debunking anybody, but I got to be well aware of it.
No, you're right. You know what? Going forward, I'll make it my business to get original footage first and then lead in if I want to challenge someone on their critique or outlook on an issue.
Right,
So,
because I didn't
all right,
see
fair
none of
enough.
it. And I seen this video. I'm like, what the? This, no, I don't even like how he's starting it off. No, let the information speak for itself because I think that video should have been, looked at. The original video, not this
Mhm.
cool intake. I believe that we should show the original video and how it played out at the beginning because they ain't even show it like it was, you know. They when you originally seen that video before you picked this dude's video that it did not line up with the information you
No,
thought you
I know it did. I know it didn't. I know it didn't. But I was just so inflamed. I just want to just use and just pick this dude apart. But you know what? You're right. I should have used original footage first. Cause see, I know what I'm talking about, but our audience may not. I got it. I see
Right,
exactly what you're saying.
right. And you got to show what
Okay.
you talking about before you show what the other person down talking about and debunking what he talking about. You have to show the original point of view of where you seeing it at because you can't say it in here really. You have to argue his video, but you can't say it in the original video you seen so they can have a point of view of how you seen it originally. All this is like editing, breakdown, and all that, but the original video where you was going with it at has nothing to do with how he breaking it down. He not even showing your original video how you looked at it.
No, he's not.
Because
Not at all.
I'm looking at the same video you said, and I don't see it.
Okay. Well, all right then.
He's showing a little more of the guy with his hand in the gun. I could say that much, but other than that, he basically, like I said, trying to paint a picture for the officer instead of just showing the original video and showing it for how the internet sees it. Talking about the internet is upset and all that because they seen the video that you're not showing. Hello.
Got you. So we can drop this video then overall. I'll say I missed. My point was missed, and I messed up. Okay. You know what?
Your point was well taken. You know, you was about to get on this dude's helmet though.
Okay, but you know what? Still, I dropped the ball in not getting the original first, and then getting on his helmet. Because again, I know what I was talking about, but our general audience, you're right. You can't assume that everyone else knows what I'm talking about.
Right,
Okay.
because at the end of the day, he can take over your point of view with the audience right now. You ain't showed your evidence.
Yeah, and to Asiatic, look, on the other issue of this of America being the mystery Babylon, look, man, we know that Christ wasn't killed in no Americas. I don't know why you bringing in factors that have nothing to do with the conversation. Mystery Babylon is not talking about Israel. All right, I don't know where you're getting your information from or your breakdowns from. I would like to interview you on that because I don't know where you're coming from because you're clearly not coming from the Bible. But
Yeah,
we're gonna continue.
he said that the bottomless pits. Now I heard about that, and I'm about to try to find something on that because you have me a little curious about that. So
Okay.
I believe I could probably find a bottomless pit in America.
Okay, being Israel. Okay. Well, I've never heard that breakdown before. And what I'll do is I'll be open. I'll be open mind. I can be open mind. All right. But as we continue on, as you can see, brothers and sisters, this is why we say it's important to get up off your behinds and check things out for yourself. Now you understand why when we come here, we're always so driven and so determined to get rid of the coon and shut down the coons because they're dangerous. The grifters are absolutely dangerous. And but again, seventh answer, your sharp eyes appreciated. Okay, but going forward, I'll make sure that I'll do my due diligence on getting original footage Then if I come across someone who's a coon, I want to shut he or she down, I'll play original footage first. But as we continue on, there are other stories I want to go into. Let's go to, if you can find in the video that I showed you, the two little white dudes that want to take over Haiti.
I'm looking for that right now. And then the other one, what's that? The dude that talked the person into shooting a school. I want to show that.
Whatever you find, here's the thing.
The Nazi that talked the person into mass shooting or something like that.
Yes. Whatever you find first, we can play. It is what? An unfiltered conversation. So, by all means, whatever you find first, we talk about it. You know, because it's so much that is happening. But these stories just go back to the MK Ultra and the uncovering that you found and brought forth about people being programmed, being made to do these things. Okay, and these are not just random acts of violence. There's a lot that's popping off in this world, and what we may think is a random occurrence are actually planned and programmed, deliberate. Manchurian candidate, people just being sent out here on suicide missions. And as the conversation continues, we thank you for allowing us to come into your mind, soul, and cipher. And if you missed the live broadcast, don't despair. You can always replay. That's the beauty of this miracle of modern technology. You can always replay and re-listen and rediscover all the facts that we bring to the table. We're having an unfiltered conversation where people are invited to come here and talk with us. You can drop the link at any given time if you've not dropped it already. And if your conversation is relevant and intelligent, we will engage you in a discussion. But the bottom line is, this is why you need.
The link is already dropped, but I'm a detour just a little bit real quick because I want to entertain. I want to entertain the audience real quick.
Okay, go ahead. By all means, go ahead.
In Washington, not even that far from the White House, like literally.
They call it the enigma of the bottomless pit. A lone farmer in the remote outskirts of Washington, USA, stumbled upon something unsettling on his land, a gaping, dark chasm unlike anything he'd ever seen. Strangely enough, this pit lay only a few miles from the nation's capital, yet no one seemed to know it existed. The farmer tried peering into its depths, but all he could see was a void of inky blackness that swallowed everything, including sound. He managed to lower a measuring line into the pit, and the results left him breathless. The line went down over 24,000 meters, 3 times the height of Mount Everest. It was as though the earth had opened a wound that could never heal. Then came the lights. One moonless night, the farmer noticed strange streaks of shimmering light flickering at the pit's edge, like tendrils of something not quite of this world. It was as if the pit had awakened. Out of a mix of curiosity and dread, he decided to test it in a way only someone driven to madness might. He threw in the lifeless body of his beloved dog, hoping to bury his grief in the endless dark. The next morning, he pulled the dog out of the hole and it was alive again, healthy and wagging its tail as if nothing had happened. Terrified yet enthralled, the farmer reached out to local news outlets. That's when everything changed. The calls came swiftly, cold voices on the other end, warning him to stay silent, to forget what he had seen. When curious minds attempted to pinpoint the location on satellite maps, they found only a blank, white smear obscuring the land, as though the earth itself had been erased. Weeks later, the farm was gone. Flattened. The once lively stretch of soil now lay barren, as if the land itself had been hollowed out, just like the pit.
in Washington. Yeah. Not even that far from the White House, like literally 5 kilometers away from the White House. Yeah. There was this farmer and he found this hole in his farm. Okay. Like a huge ass hole, right? Yeah. So he looked down and it was hella deep. Okay. This hole, he tried looking down, complete darkness, super deep. So he bought hella rope and he tried to measure it. Yeah. It turns out it would be longer than the height of a tall ass mountain. So what? That hole might very well be the deepest hole in the world. One day he saw a beam of light like shoot out of the sky from that hole, like almost like a transparent light. Okay. Super bright and just shoot to the sky at nighttime. Yeah. It's like, what is going on, right? Before continuing, I wanted to warn you guys that more and more people have reported that their phones were being spied on to check.
They call it the...
What is the big fuss about CERN? Check this out. What they're trying to do there is mimic, approach the energies that happened at the beginning of the Big Bang. And all the energy that was released, some of it stayed energy, a lot of it turned into matter. And so if you want to understand the nature of that matter, you need to pull it apart and have a good look at it. If we want to understand our place in the universe, we need to get as deep down as we can get, And in order to do that, we need energies, and that's what they're doing.
What it is basically a giant ring, and it goes several miles in circumference. When it goes around, what it is doing is firing particles at nearly the speed of light in opposite directions, so they collide and they burst, and then they can study circumstances such as, the beginning of life, the beginning of the universe. They're looking for information. There's a picture of this tunnel. So when you see this circle going around underground, this is just a shot, and this is what it looks like underground for those of you that are carrying. But outside is a very peculiar entity. It's Shiva. Shiva is this entity that they have outside their facility, and you just wonder, why would they have this? This has to do with the goddess of destruction, the god of all these scenarios, and there's a lot of demonic occultic scenarios attached to Shiva. And this is an interesting thing to have right outside your facility, and making this kind of one of your hallmarks. Okay, this is like their brand, Shiva, right outside CERN. Now that's a very interesting thing there, and that has ties to the destroyer of worlds, the destroyer of things. Why would you have that attached to this?
This is the Hindu god of destruction. There's a significant section of CERN that is built upon the Saint genus Poeli, and a temple were dedicated there in ancient times to Apollyon, the destroyer, the Shiva Horus, if you will. Apollyon is also the angel of the bottomless pit, referred to in Revelation 9:11. And then there is a connection between CERN and the Gothard-based tunnel, the GBT, which is the world's deepest and longest tunnel system. The connection to the Large Hadron Collider has to be made primarily because of the bizarre opening ceremony that was live streamed to the entire world on June 1, 2016, that included this highly occult, demonic dance with characterization, beginning with a call to unite the religions of the world by conducting an interfaith blessing of the tunnel beside a statue of Saint Barbara, the patron saint of miners.
So there's a bunch of people, like priests, gathering together. Okay, here they are. Here's the occultic people in robes at CERN, and people say, what is this all about? So there's somebody laying on the ground. There's a bunch of occultic people. Remember, that's Shiva right up front of CERN.
With the LHC, CERN are expecting to find other dimensions and open portals to these dimensions. If you have the image of Stargate in your head right now, you're spot on. That's what he said.
Damn.
Sergio Bertolucci, who is the official director for research and scientific computing at CERN, he was asked a while back about this.
But you know what, Seventh Answer? You got me thinking about.
We were just talking about this. We was just talking about this.
I know.
Stargate.
Yes, we were. That's why I'm like I'm blown a little bit. But yo, I'm also thinking back to last Christmas, last December 2024. When the Pope, the last step, I think he was Pope Benedict, and he wound up dying. When they went into the different parts of the Vatican and in North Carolina, South Carolina,
And
Ohio, and
open up.
they open up those portals.
Yeah.
And now you bringing this video to the light.
CERN.
Wow.
CERN. They already got a portal, a machine. I'm gonna show you some more information on it.
So they're tampering and bringing in all these demonic forces. Okay, you know what? Never mind. They don't have no limitations.
That's why I created that track. You know, spiritual dance. You feel me? Because they be doing their little demon fucking stuff.
Yeah. They do. They absolutely do.
We got to defeat them. All kinds of ways.
Wow.
Extra-dimensional doorway. And he didn't hesitate with an enlightening response. He said, yes, out of this door might come something, or we might send something through it. Now, prophecy in numerous parts of the Bible refer to a coming day when portals will be opened and spiritual entities are going to pass through and come to the earth. The idea of CERN playing with gateways is a major concern. And what is it with all this mystical symbolism that they knowingly are associating themselves with? Wouldn't it be more appropriate for them just to proudly display a polished statue of a particle or some artist depiction of the Big Bang instead of the statue of Shiva?
They were shut down for nearly 3 years or more, especially going into the pandemic and all that had happened. Now they're fired back up, and now they kicked it off yesterday, but they're going to continue these runs and tests all the way into 2024 and beyond, and then they'll shut it down again. There's several scenarios that they're gearing up for. Number one, this is not the only facility like this. CERN is it's kind of the originator, it's what it is, but they're going to build it bigger. Okay, they're going to build CERN bigger over the next few years, and they're going to relaunch it again with an even more powerful and bigger ring under the ground where they fire these particle physics at one another at nearly the speed of light. They're going to make it bigger, it's going to come forward, and you're going to see that happen. Now, in addition to this, China, our friends over at China, get this, they are building their own Hadron Collider 5 times more powerful than the current CERN we're looking at right now. China, they're building one and working on one that is 5 times more powerful. Now I'm going to get to why this is important. Where this could head is the conversation of opening up. Now listen, this is crazy, but it's actually said, not by us, by some of these scientists. What they're considering, what they're concerned about is opening up different dimensions or portals. Happening is when they're crushing out these particles and whatnot, they're giving opportunity to step into these other realms. Now, here's the issue with this, or communicate with these other realms. When they're doing this, what is happening is they're talking to things through data, and the data's answering. They've already gone on record saying this, that they're sending information through into other dimensions or other realms, and it's answering them through data. One of the scientists, and a few of them have gone on record and said, it's possible we're going to be able to send something through to another realm through these portals, through math and colliding these things, or something could come through to our side and we don't fully know what that is. Don't fully know what that is. Here's the scary part. It talks about roughly in like Revelation chapter 9 and different places that the bottomless pit eventually will be opened up. And the bottomless pit, the abuso, okay, the darkness, it says Apollyon, the destroyer, will come up. And Shiva, by the way, that's one of the identifications of Shiva, is that the destroyer will come up from the pit. These things will begin to happen. And then you're going to begin to see basically hell on earth. Hell on earth.
Given these descriptions, is it possible that CERN will have something to do with the opening of the bottomless pit described in Revelation 9?
But
And
now you
so
got
it's
now. Okay,
interesting
I'm
how
sorry.
it's as if the
No, I was going to say this takes me back to that incident in Florida at that mall, where witnesses claimed that that something opened up in the middle of the mall floor, and these 8-foot tall beings emerged from that portal in the mall. You know, we saw blurry footage of it, but as you playing this, I'm thinking about so many things, but I'm thinking about that incident now in Florida. Those so-called alien beings. Go ahead, Seventh Answer.
entire world has been preparing the masses to easily accept the possibilities of multidimensions, right? And contacting entities from parallel universes. I mean, think of it. The highest grossing movies now feature multiverses and portals, making the idea of these things seem normal. Even many toys and games today are preparing our kids' minds to think about dimensions and beings coming through them. Stranger Things, the most popular show on Netflix, is about what? Creatures from a dark, hellish dimension crossing over into our world. Through what? Portals that are opened by scientific research. It's as if, by some coincidence, the entertainment world has for the past few years been preparing the masses to easily accept what science is now making possible. It's interesting how we've seen this connection between CERN and the abyss that the Antichrist is said to arise from. Revelation 9:11 says that the angel that holds the key to the abyss is Apollyon, the destroying angel. And we see that CERN is linked to this destroyer goddess. Coincidence? So you can see why many argue that this may be the way satanic physical entities from the abyss realm will come into our realm. Including the beast, who the Bible says will rise out of the abyss. And again, I make the point, if the Antichrist is a man, and if he will come out of the abyss, that means he was once alive, died, went to the deepest region of hell, which is why the angel told John that this wicked Antichrist king once was alive, now it's not, but will rise out of the abyss. And so I don't think it can get more clearer than that. The Antichrist will come from hell. And so this talk about companies such as CERN and what China is now doing, it goes beyond the creation of black holes and exploding particles together. No, it's about the possibility of contacting not only dark matter, but dark beings from other dimensions and bringing them into this dimension. Is it possible that the enemy is using people to open a portal that will allow something very dark, very sinister to come through? The man of lawlessness. After Nero died, he went into the spiritual realm of the abyss. What if Satan is influencing our technology to try and mimic what only God can do? Bring someone back. What if this is how the beast will rise out of the abyss? So what is the big fuss about CERN? Check this out.
What they're trying to do there is mimic, approach the energies that happen at the beginning of the Big Bang.
Oh, wow. There's no sound, though, seventh answer.
Oh my god, you see that? It's like the clouds are opening. It keeps flashing inside. I've never seen anything like this. It's over CERN, right? That's insane. Oh, what is that?
Look at the sky. Oh my god, it's like a whole, you see the light?
It's unreal. I've never seen
It looks like
clouds
it's
do that.
glowing from inside. Is it over CERN? What the Listen hell, to the thunder.
Wow.
It's getting bright. Oh my god, it's huge.
They're opening portals again. They're
2012, a watershed moment for the LHC was the discovery of the Higgs boson, also known as the God particle. The physicists believe it's going to reveal the secrets of how the universe was created, as well as validate the Big Bang theory, which describes how an invisible, universe-wide field imparted mass to all things immediately after the bang. The discovery of the particle lends significant support to the standard model of particle physics, or the established rules of particle physics that scientists believe control the fundamental building blocks of matter. Now that they've identified the Higgs boson, scientists at the LHC have set their eyes on an even more elusive target. All around us is dark matter and dark energy. It's the invisible stuff that binds the galaxy together and makes up more than 95% of the universe. But no one has been able to directly detect it. Scientists only know it exists from the effects that it has. Astrophysicist Zhen Liu at the University of Minnesota told the Daily Galaxy in an email that the Higgs boson, a critical component of the standard model, could play the role of the portal between the luminous world and the dark world. Theorists believe that there is one type of dark particle that only interacts with the normal matter on rare occasions. Researchers believe that this particle can get caught up in the proton collisions that the LHC is continually making and monitoring. Liu is of the view that we might be able to directly detect the decay or the transitions between distinct states of particles that exists in the dark realm. Only if we use quantum mechanical coupling, though. Even better, we would be able to directly make dark world particles and identify them using our great control of Higgs boson production at the Large Hadron Collider or in future colliders as well. Recently, a group of scientists announced that they believe they can explain dark matter using a particle that, according to them, can travel to the fifth dimension. Scientists in a research published in the European Physical Journal C claim that the particle can shed light on dark matter. According to the latest research, 5D equations have been created that indicate the ramifications of an extra dimension in our universe and reality as we know it. The researchers looked at fermion masses, which they believe can be transferred into the fifth dimension via portals, resulting in dark matter relics and the fermionic dark matter in the fifth novel dimension. According to the researchers, if this heavy particle exists, it would necessarily connect the visible matter that we know and that we have studied in detail with the constituents of dark matter, assuming the dark matter is composed of fundamental fermions, which live in the extra dimension. Leo also exclaimed, "I cannot imagine how breathtaking the world would be when we master and control luminous matter and dark matter." But for the particle to be discovered, a lot more energy is required than the LHC that discovered the Higgs. To get to the mark, scientists have spent £21 billion. The LHC was shut down in December 2018 to allow for upgrade work to take place. The Large Hadron Collider was stopped for 2 years in order to make major improvements to the system. After the improvements, the Large Hadron Collider reopened in April this year, and it's ramping up for a third run to study new worlds of physics. This is going to be the most powerful version of it yet. A support manager of the project said, "Run 3 is exciting for me not only because it will give us more data at higher collision energies, which we always love, but also because the detector is the best it's ever been. Now, the trap is all set for the particle to be caught at any time." Lian Tao Wang, a professor at the Enrico Fermi Institute and the Kavli Institute for Cosmological Physics at the University of Chicago, said, "If the particle is there, we just have to find a way to dig it out. Usually the key is finding the right question to ask." This was about the happy part, and now the conspiracies begin. As the LHC began to run again on April 22nd, wild rumors began to circulate that CERN was opening a portal to hell in quest of the God particle. This is not the first time scientists have come across such a thing. Remember the incident of 2016? Those photographs revealed an unusual cloud formation and electrical activity above the CERN facility. The strange clouds sparked a media frenzy regarding portals in the sky. Given that the LHC has found small black holes when smashing particles, which could suggest parallel universes and extra dimensions, what we previously saw could turn into a storm now that the CERN is even more powerful than before. Stephen Hawking, a renowned scientist, also warned us about the God particle. He even bet Gordon Kane $100 that physicists couldn't discover the Higgs boson, but when they did, Hawking issued a stern warning. In his famous book, Starmus, the scientist claimed that the particle could one day be responsible for the destruction of the known universe. He wrote, "The Higgs potential has the worrisome feature that it might become megastable at energies above 100 billion giga-electron volts." Here, the biggest concern about the destruction is the formation of small black holes that would expand and eventually decompose the world from within. Despite CERN scientists' assurances that these black holes would not destroy the universe, British astronomer Sir Martin Rees agrees with Hawking that they could open a Pandora's box, unleashing high-energy, strange matter that is extremely unstable and causing a catastrophic vacuum decay that would cause time and space itself to collapse. Hawking warned that this could happen at any time, and we wouldn't see it coming. Although such a catastrophe is unlikely in the near future, Hawking believes the risks of the Higgs becoming destabilized at high energy is too large to ignore. Scientists believe such particles could play a game-changing role in the cosmic history of the universe, producing gravitational waves of such amplitude that further gravitational wave detectors could hunt for them. For now, we don't know when the particle will be discovered, but everyone's in search of it. To get the answers, LHC will run for 2 years. When Run 3 comes to an end in 2024, CERN scientists will shut it down for another scheduled renovation, which will include more upgrades for the giant particle accelerator. 2012, a watershed moment.
You see, we are moving relative to our universe, and our universe destroyed, so now parallel universes or multiverse started to move parallel to us because we were out of alignment that just destroyed everything.
In a world where science fiction meets reality, a young prodigy, the world's smartest kid, has just dropped a bombshell that could change the course of human history. Right here at the cutting-edge facility of CERN, where mysteries of the universe are unlocked, a portal to another dimension has been unveiled. And the one who unraveled this astounding discovery? None other than a child genius, a modern-day Einstein, who's rewriting the rules of reality. But can we trust the claims of this prodigious youngster? And could this be the revelation of a lifetime? The world as we know it might never be the same again. So join us on this mind-bending journey as we dive deep into the realms of science and the unknown to uncover how the world's smartest kid has just revealed that CERN might have just opened the portal to another dimension. Throughout the years, the realm of science has witnessed its fair share of prodigious young minds, yet none have shone as brightly as Max Laughlin. This child prodigy is acclaimed as the world's smartest kid genius. Max's ingenious theories, particularly his insights into the Large Hadron Collider, have sent ripples of apprehension through the global scientific community. Initially, Max dazzled the world with his theories that unraveled the intricate workings of our world and how humanity adapts to the ever-evolving phenomena in our vast universe. However, his recent revelations transcend mere information. They sound alarms. The young physicist meticulously dissected his claims through captivating videos, offering comprehensive explanations that left scientists worldwide intrigued. Not only is Max an adept theorist, but he is also a prodigious inventor. Surprisingly, at the tender age of 13, he conceived a groundbreaking free energy device. With unwavering enthusiasm, Max demonstrated how this device could revolutionize the way people live across the globe. His invention held the promise of restructuring human existence itself. Since then, Max has gained widespread recognition for his ingenious perspectives on the captivating phenomena unfolding within our universe. Interestingly, the subjects Max delves into revolve around the very world we inhabit and the intriguing concept of parallel universes. Some of his most captivating theories revolve around our world, the experiments conducted at CERN, and the potential risks they pose to the very fabric of our universe. These experiments are carried out using the awe-inspiring Large Hadron Collider, a colossal machine designed to disassemble subatomic particles in an attempt to recreate the conditions of the Big Bang. Max's theories suggest that these experiments, while awe-inspiring, might have inadvertently jeopardized our universe, potentially causing a shift into a parallel universe. What's truly fascinating about Max's perspective is that he argues that our universe is just one thread in the vast tapestry of the multiverse, and there exists an infinite number of parallel universes alongside an infinite number of realities. In a sense, Max believes that we were once on a single linear timeline. However, during one of these experiments, an anomaly occurred, leading to an infinite series of shifts into alternate universes. It's as if we've embarked on an endless journey through the corridors of existence, continually leaping from one parallel universe to another. In our current reality, we find ourselves immersed in the idea of infinite universes. It's a concept that challenges the boundaries of our understanding. However, in the blink of an eye, our existence can be altered. The catalyst for this shift could very well be the remarkable minds at CERN, who, upon detecting an anomaly in the space-time,
You see, we are moving relative to our universe, and there
Here we have arrived to the outdoor portion of this ceremony, where again the entranced workers are walking in step up a platform towards a large screen. As you can see here, the workers are scaling the rock wall and they are digging a tunnel, it appears, into this wall. As the workers continue to excavate through the rock wall, it doesn't so much appear to be a tunnel. The more I look at it, it seems to be a portal that they've opened. The workers appear to be doing some sort of ritualistic dance to gain access or to have the portal open up for them. Once the portal opens and starts to take effect, the workers start to undress and things start to get a lot weirder. The workers that were digging the tunnel appear to have made a self-sacrifice and hung themselves in the portal. You can see on the screen that the sacrificed workers, or the workers that committed suicide, are spiraling down into abyss, probably the pit of hell. The further they go down, you will see hands reaching for them and clutching for them as they continue to fall. Once the three workers reach the bottom, they return as three spirits that are resurrected or lifted up into the sky. Not only are they lifted into the sky, it looks like the portal is transformed into some. Here we have arrived to the outdoor portion of this ceremony.
But you know what?
CERN accidentally opened a portal, and they had.
Let me come in. But see, now we have to understand why you see so many people are coming up missing. Now you understand why. the Lord got to return, because these fools have been tampering with forces that are beyond our control and dimension. And this is why the Lord outlawed us tampering with this in the first place. Now you see all kinds of people, celebrities and whatnot. We were talking about this the other night, seventh, and you see a lot of these celebrities out here metamorphosing into damn freaking demons before our very eyes. Yo, man, these people are crazy and insane. And again, that's why people are turning up missing. That's why throughout the years, everything has become so heavy on a satanic vibration. They're doing this in our faces. Wow, man, just wow. Go ahead, Seventh Answer.
ITs possible. When CERN turned the Large Hadron Collider back on at full power in 2022, researchers were probing extra dimensions using high-energy particle collisions. And one of the leading theories they're chasing, that these collisions could create microscopic black holes or tears in space-time. Here's what's real. CERN published studies suggesting these experiments could allow particles to slip into other dimensions. Data anomalies appeared after certain runs and even caused equipment failures. A leaked internal memo in 2023 referenced transient field shifts, officially. Nothing confirmed. Unofficially, the math checks out. If successful, this tech could let us poke holes into brain worlds, test higher dimensional gravity, possibly leak data or matter into alternate planes. And yes, some researchers openly speculate that our universe may have already been altered by past runs. We've knocked on the door of reality. What happens if something knocks back? Like and follow if you want to go through the collider.
Check out this wild video from Geneva in Switzerland on December 29th, 2023. No coincidence, I'm sure, that that's the same location that CERN's particle accelerator's at. It looks like they are opening portals again. I'm sure the boosted community will just claim it's a thunderstorm. It's called weather. What do you think? Just some natural weather phenomenon? Or does it seem like CERN is up to it again? To me, it definitely looks like those parasites are out playing God again. Question everything, friends. Until next time.
Seen that? You seen that come out of the clouds?
Yeah, I saw it.
Man, what was that?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, Jack. I gotta rewind.
Damn.
Check out this wild.
And one of them are the occupants from 3 Atlas.
Deep beneath Switzerland, inside the tunnels of CERN, scientists have made contact with something that isn't supposed to exist. 3 Atlas, not a signal from a satellite, not a glitch in data, but an active response from an object drifting between stars.
From the Galactic Alliance, that they will be coming over and come to Earth and save humanity, basically, for saving their own.
The same interstellar traveler that slipped past Mars has answered back. If this turns out to be real, it would mean for the first time in human history, something beyond our solar system has spoken to us first. A mapper asked to chase a ghost. The camera that captured 3 Atlas was never meant to hunt comets. Cassis was a cartographer, not a chaser. It was built to map the Martian surface in color and stereo, to draw topographic lines from orbit. Every lens, filter, and exposure table inside it had been tuned for rocks, not for stars. And yet in October 2025, that same camera was turned away from Mars and pointed into the dark. The engineers at Mission Control were asking it to do the improbable, track a dim, fast-moving object from another star system with hardware that had no ability to lock onto it. Rate tracking was impossible. Cassie couldn't follow a moving target. It could only point, wait, and hope that light arrived where predictions said it would. The team used the only method they had, step and stare imaging. The orbiter would tilt slightly, take a 5-second exposure, tilt again, and repeat the sequence dozens of times, each shot aimed a fraction ahead of where 3I Atlas was expected to appear. The comet itself moved tens of kilometers during each frame. The stars drifted in a different direction as the spacecraft orbited Mars. In raw data, the difference between those two motions was everything, a single thread separating the visitor from background noise. When the frames returned, each looked hopeless, faint streaks, hot pixels, scattered cosmic ray hits, but aligned along the predicted motion vector, a pattern emerged. The interstellar streak brightened where the leading edge should be, and its direction matched precisely the orbital model calculated from ground-based telescopes. The tail did not flare, it whispered. Cassis had managed to pull a moving signal from static geometry, proving that the faint blur seen from Mars was not an artifact, it was 3I Atlas itself.
And one of them are the occupants from 3I Atlas.
Deep beneath Switzerland, inside the tunnels of CERN, scientists have made contact with something that isn't supposed to exist. 3I Atlas, not a signal from a satellite, not a glitch in data, but an active response from an object drifting between stars.
From the Galactic Alliance, that they will be coming over and come to Earth and save humanity, basically, for saving their own.
The same interstellar traveler that slipped past Mars has answered back. If this turns out to be real,
So hell is here on Earth?
There's a specific place where hell is on earth, according to the Bible. Jesus himself mentioned it when he talked about Antipas, one of his faithful martyrs, who was killed where Satan's throne is. That's Geneva, Switzerland. Antipas wasn't just martyred. He was boiled alive inside a metal bull. That's an unimaginable way to die. Now here's the twist. Many speculate that Geneva is the literal hell on earth the Bible alludes to, where the natural world brushes against the supernatural. Coincidence? I think not. Do you know what else calls Geneva home? CERN. Yes, the headquarters of the world's most advanced particle research. And their logo? 3 intertwined sixes. That's not a creative branding choice, it's a message hiding in plain sight. CERN isn't just tinkering with physics, they're tearing at the seams of reality itself. Their experiments with particle collisions? Some believe they're about far more than science. They're opening rifts between dimensions, attempting to bridge our world with the unknown, perhaps even the infernal. The very same Geneva, tied to ancient martyrdom and biblical warnings, might now be ground zero for a modern portal to hell.
This is just a theory, not a fact.
So hell is here on Earth?
There's a specific
They are not hiding their goals. In fact, they're in a pronounced fashion announcing it. Last year, the previous director of the Collider facility announced that their goal openly is to open a dimensional gateway to another dimension. You might call it a portal. And when you begin to put that in the context of our everyday reality, that seems absurd. And he also made the statement that we don't know what we will find or what may come through from the other side, but we're willing to risk it.
This is mind-blowing. So we're not talking even really about your research. We're not talking about speculation. And I want to emphasize to our viewers, and you need programs like this, especially here on Apocalypse in the End Times. You need to text, email, Facebook, whatever it takes to send the link.
CERN, the European Organization for Nuclear Research, is once again making headlines for their recent discoveries that could potentially change everything we know about the universe. But before we get to that, let's delve deeper into what makes CERN one of the most fascinating places on Earth. CERN, or the European Organization for Nuclear Research, is an intergovernmental organization consisting of 23 member states that is responsible for operating the largest particle physics laboratory in the world. The facility is based in a northwestern suburb of Geneva on the France-Switzerland border. CERN is home to half of the world's particle scientists and is currently operating the world's largest and highest energy particle collider, the Large Hadron Collider LHC. More about this later on in the video. CERN also found the Higgs boson particle, which is alternatively known as the God particle. This particle was discovered in 2012 when the researchers at CERN discovered that an elusive particle exists that is responsible for giving all particles their mass. In simple words, Higgs boson is responsible for the existence of anything and everything we see in the universe. Moreover, the particle physicists at CERN make antimatter to study in experiments using the antiproton decelerator. Just as the name suggests, it slows down the antiprotons so that physicists can investigate their properties. Last but not the least, in 1989, a CERN scientist named Tim Berners-Lee laid the bricks of the internet by creating the World Wide Web, WWW. He originally developed it to meet the demands for an automated information sharing between scientists and universities and institutes around the world. Now, let's get back to the Large Hadron Collider. If you've seen The Flash, then you might know that Flash got his super speed by getting struck by a lightning storm of dark matter caused by a particle accelerator. Even though this particle accelerator and LHC have the same task, accelerating particles at high speed and then colliding them, they're two very different machines. The LHC is a real-world scientific instrument that operates on the principles of particle physics, while the Flash's particle accelerator is a fictional device that operates on the principles of comic book superhero fiction. The Large Hadron Collider, LHC, is the world's largest and highest energy particle collider. The creation of the LHC didn't happen in a year or two. Instead, it took the scientists a total of 2 decades to create the Large Hadron Collider. Over 10,000 scientists, hundreds of institutes, and 100 countries came together in this revolutionary project. It is said to be one of the most expensive science equipment in the world, as it costs over 7.5 billion euros. The Large Hadron Collider lies inside a 27-kilometer tunnel in the ring that consists of superconducting magnets with a number of accelerating structures to boost their energy of the particles along the way. 2 beams of particles, especially protons, are fired along the 2 paths. One particle goes clockwise and the other counterclockwise. These beams are accelerated to a speed closer to the speed of light, and then when they reach their max speed, the particles are targeted towards each other to collide. When these 2 particles collide inside the LHC, they break apart into even smaller particles. These smaller particles include quarks and gluons. Quarks are subatomic particles that are very unstable and can decay in a fraction of a second, whereas gluon is the mitigating force. This entire collision is detected by the detectors inside the collider, that collect and send the data to a grid of computer systems. The first ever collision inside the Hadron Collider was achieved in 2010, 2 years after the development of the collider. The particles collided at a combined energy of 7 tera-electron volts, which was almost 4 times higher than the previous record. Further upgrades were made to the collider, and it is now capable of producing a combined energy of 13 tera-electron volts. Several upgrades were done back and forth to the collider until 2018, when it was shut down for over 2 years. The collider was restarted in 2021 after certain upgrades and maintenance, and this time with a maximum beam energy of 6.8 tera-electron volts per beam. This round is set to last until 2025. Over the years, the Large Hadron Collider has managed to reveal some big mysteries, like the Higgs boson particle we've talked about earlier. Before the 2012 collision, the Higgs boson particle and field was just a theory, as even after numerous experiments, the researchers couldn't discover it. After several upgrades to the LHC, Higgs boson was finally discovered. In July 2022, there was a shocking. On 7th of July, a mysterious crack appeared inside the magnetic field of the Earth. This mysterious crack didn't appear out of nowhere and vanished within a few minutes. It remained open for a good 14 hours. The crack in Earth's magnetic field allowed solar winds to stream through the openings, which caused strong geomagnetic storms and a mesmerizing sight to behold. But how did that crack appear out of nowhere? According to the researchers, this happened because of a unique phenomenon called rotating interaction region from the Sun. These are large-scale plasma structures that are generated in the lower middle latitude regions due to the interaction of fast solar wind streams and surrounding slow solar wind. Apart from this, the collider has discovered 3 new exotic particles from the collision on the 5th of July 2022. These exotic particles are a new kind of petroquark, and the first pair of tetraquarks that include a new tetraquark. As of now, LHC has managed to discover a total of 70 new hadrons. Ever since CERN launched the first stage of the Large Hadron Collider project, many people have speculated that the organization is trying to open portals to the black or even in another dimension. Some even went to claim that CERN is opening a gateway for demons to enter our universe. However, all these claims and myths are truly baseless and just a myth. In his statement, physics professor at University of Buffalo explains how the collider or any technology of this age cannot access the black hole due to certain limitations. Many also believe that the Large Hadron Collider
this isn't a myth.
Could open a portal to a parallel dimension from where the humans cannot reach.
This is far from a myth, y'all. This is all stone cold reality. This explains, I'm going to keep saying, now we understand why everything here on the earth, including our health, is all jacked up. These fools tampering with what the Lord didn't give them the right to tamper with. Thus, as the Most High said, they would try to be like him. This explains why everything is all out of whack now. The animals, our health, the food we eat, everything. And this is why we're living in a time of revelation, and all these things are now coming to the fore. We're going to wind down now as we're getting ready, coming up on our 3-hour mark. We give you 3 hours. That's more than enough. But go ahead, finish this our 7th answer.
Some even believe that we're now living in a parallel dimension ever since the Hadron Collider was restarted in 2022. A lot of these concerns were proposed by Max Laughlin, a teenage boy with deep knowledge about quantum and particle physics. According to him, we had an original timeline, but immediately the anomaly occurred during the experiment. We were infinitely catapulted into an infinite number of parallel universes. These safety concerns and the possibility of opening a black hole led to a protest against CERN, where a group of people started calling out to shut down LHC. However, the researchers at CERN have continued their study and are positive with the safety of their work. Several professors and researchers also came forward to address this and express their confidence over the Large Hadron Collider. The main goal behind this recent run of the particle accelerator is to find out about a mysterious fifth force of nature that the researchers believe exists. This mysterious fifth force, if found, can completely change the dynamics of particle physics. Researchers are also looking to gain more information about the dark matter particles and ghost particles, aka neutrinos. Neutrinos are similar to electron particles, but instead they have no charge and are produced in the heart of stars. In the near future, CERN is looking to upgrade the Hadron Collider by improving the collision energy, luminosity, and improved detectors. The luminosity upgrade began in 2018 and is supposed to be completed in 2027, after which the particle collider would help in better visualizing rare processes. The current run would end in 2025, and after a potentially long break, CERN would activate the LHC for a potential fourth run in 2029, with a collision rate 10 times higher than the current one.
And so we now come to the end. The seventh answer took us on a detour, a spiritual, scientific detour, and we hope that you've learned and enjoyed and understand the gravity of why we have to get ourselves together spiritually now more than ever, as these demons walking on earthly feet try to usurp and battle the Lord himself. It's indeed judgment time, you are, and we better pay attention. And so in closing, we want to thank you for allowing us to come into your mind, soul, and cipher. We thank for you, as always, out here in the chat section, Smashing Idol, Bakaya Roth, the Chosen One, that's Big Mississippi, and his many names. Salai Binyah, we got, who else? Smash Idol, Asiatic 777. I see y'all been conversing. We hope that you've learned. We want you to get up off your duff and check things out for yourself. Seventh answer, do you have any parting shots?
Yeah, that's Tyrone, aka the river smoker.
Yep.
That's it.
All right. So, in closing, we're gonna come back, y'all. As you can see, we don't deprive you, and we hope that you've enjoyed our in-flight conversations. We're gonna continue these conversations and everything else. Just walk in the spirit, not after the flesh. Be careful out here. And as always, as we close out in the spirit of Don Cornelius, on the Hebrew tip, we say, Shalom, peace, Aham, love, and the Posh, watch over, protect, and guard your soul. And seventh answer, take us out of here.
Yeah, we definitely gonna do a part 2 because we still have more information to bring out, including them 2 weirdo lovers.
take another heartbreak, baby. Fish, hey, say, I feel you when you feeling me, shorty, I comprehend. The difference is I probably won't fit in with your friends. See, what's the point of starting something that you won't finish? Statistics say that you will back down, but see, ill, I'ma ride to the end. And you ain't met too many Hebrews like me. I will love you over. Regardless if we doved up or pushing 2 strollers, rubbing on 2 quarters, just to show you where my loyalty lies. From public transportation to luxury rides, I would be your hug in them hard times. Now don't say nothing, boo. I ain't trying to clown you, I just wanna give you the facts. Tell it to you, right? I don't wanna mislead. Please believe I'm not your type. Why? Sion's a pool boy. Look at me. Can't afford cologne, call Uber. And I'm mowing the Dickies and Chevys like Doughboy. The only assets I possess is on my ass. I'm comfortable in coaching. You're mowing the coach bags in first class. It's understandable, though you're a respected one of coaching finer things. And if I mess up, I can't cop you no Kobe-sized diamond rings. It's too taboo for me to talk to you, shorty. I don't always dress like this, and if you see me in garments, you wouldn't know me. I appreciate your compliments. I ain't conceited, I just got confidence in my fashion and common sense. And on that note, it was nice to meet you, but I gotta dip. She around my friends just before I turned away to hit the strip. Because of my honesty, her reply was this, to just stay. Oh, baby. And I will respect you forever and ever. Just stay all our days, and I will love you with all my endeavor. Just stay, yeah, and I will respect you forever and ever. Just stay.